Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where old friends and fans come together to BS, argue, occasionally agree, and discuss a musical artist. With me today, he's a one-eyed bastard, Tim.
Hi?
The American dream is killing him, Colquid.
Dude, alright, look, we're going to talk about this song.
And he's living in the 20s, Joe.
Hey, Joe! Hey!
And that's Jason. I don't have a song list in front of me, so I don't have like a fun one for you. Sorry.
I was not born in 1981.
Alright, I was going to say, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is he's living in the 20s.
The inspiration for Look Ma No Brains, Jason.
Alright, so, Green Day.
We tried. This is why we leave it to the professionals.
Yeah.
Goodness.
And that should have been the Green Day press release.
Yeah.
Should have been, yeah.
Damn.
So, a little backstory. We recorded this band for our show. We went through the discography. It was a shit show. It'll never see the light of day unless you sign up for our Patreon. Maybe we'll give it to the Patreon people. It was 4 hours long, so we're gonna we're gonna redo it probably later this year after Saviors has sunk in. I guess I'm gonna start it off because I'm probably gonna be the most positive. I am the biggest Green Day fan. I've got my copy of Saviors.
Ooh, that was good.
Yeah, that's good. It's a good copy. So American Dream is killing me. The opening track. This song has been made fun of on this channel multiple times. Hell, I just did it myself. It's okay. It's still my second least favorite track. It's just the generic lead-off single that is super poppy and repetitive, a la Know Your Enemy. But it has grown. I mean, I've been listening to this record for about a week now because I've had it before it was out, and it's grown on me a little bit here and there. I like the line, "Kiss me, I'm dead inside. Who needs suicide when?" Why is the guitar solo basket case? I don't know. Look Ma No Brains. That one kicks ass.
I know.
Still my favorite single release so far. It has the energy of Insomniac or Dose, but with the lyrics of like modern Green Day. Chorus is catchy and fun to sing. Makes me want Taco Bell. Ba-doom-tsh. Bobby Socks. I'll never be a beast of burden. Oh wait, well, this isn't the Rolling Stones. It's Green Day's Bobby Socks. Then it goes into Weezer for a bit. Billy does go kind of hard on the vocals at points. The bass on this one is loud and crisp. And there's some fun drum fills. I'm digging it. One-Eyed Bastard. Yeah, it's Pink. So what? It's a good Pink song. I really like One-Eyed. The bada bing, bada bang, bada boom part is fun. It has this military beat, almost like Holiday. While the verses, vocal melody sounds like Billy with a megaphone. Again, very Holiday sounding. The bridge is cool as shit too. Dilemma, another great one, has a 50s surf rock feel at parts. Honestly, if it had some oohs and ahs with female background singers during the Welcome to My Nightmare part, it'd be perfect. Guitar solo is fun. Main melody, it's slower, incorporates some slides here and there. I don't mind it. 1981, straight fucking Ramones. Love this shit. Trey does some really cool flourishes throughout this that elevates it above like normal Ramones core band songs. And that fucking bass riff that comes out of nowhere, that's top song. Goodnight Adeline. Is this the Goo Goo Dolls? It's super pretty. This should have been the single. Love the lyrics. Some days are holidays. Some days you call your mother. Some days you're sober, but you still wake up with a hangover. By the end of it, it was okay. It was fun. This is the point of the album where Savior surpassed Revolution Radio for me in my rankings. Coma City does some fun things with the two guitars. There's a lot of interesting vocal melodies. Some things Billy's never done before. And Coma City is a good example of this. It's not bad. It's just weird. Parts of it kind of reminded me of 21st Century. Others reminded me of Dookie. It almost sounded incomplete, though. Like it was like a part of a suite. Like there should have been more in front of it or more after it.
No.
Like it just comes in weird. Like it's unfinished. It's still great, though. Corvette Summer. Is this T-Rex? This is a straight up rock and roll song from the late 70s. Not sure how I feel about this one. I do like the lyrics. It's just a rock and roll song about rock and roll. Susie Chapstick, the chorus is super pretty, very Beatles sounding. Not a fan of the ba 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 da ba part. The solo is fine, it's pretty standard. I love the lyrics. Do you remember the jokes we told? Rumors from a long, long time ago? Did we ever get over our innocence? Did we take the time to make amends? Strange Days Are Here to Stay. Has a very basket case intro with Billy and a palm muted riff. I love this Green Day though. It's the Gen X in me is fell in love with Longview, appreciates the apathetic Green Day. Plus you got a Bowie reference, which is pretty damn accurate. Living in the 20s was the point in the album where it surpassed 21st Century for me in my personal rankings. Speaking of 21st Century, I was getting Horseshoes and Hand Grenades vibes from this one, which is one of my favorites from that album. Some great lyrics here, like I've got a robot and I'm fucking it senseless. It comes with batteries and it only speaks in English. It's Billy's delivery on this one that raises it for me. He sounds really fucking pissed and I love it. The solo is trashy and all over the place and great. This is a top song contender. Father to a Son, got a heavy Green Day ballad. It's fine, it's pretty. It has the piano, it's got the soaring melodies, the louder string part coming in. Checks all the boxes for a Desmond Child ballad. My least favorite on the record. Saviors, I've seen a lot of hate for this one online, but I liked it. It's got super interesting vocal melodies. The chorus was a little cringe, but I do like the change to Strangers on the second line. And there's some great drum fills, but the main riff sounds really fucking familiar, but I couldn't place it. Fancy Sauce, the closing track. It's not the best closing track they've ever done. It's not the worst. It's definitely on the better side. It's another good one to sing along to. You got your Nirvana reference in there with Stupid and Contagious. The lyrics are fun, and the vocal melody is as well. That's all I'm going to say for now. I'll let you guys go at it, and then I'll do my final positives.
Okay. Well, I, as somebody that doesn't hate this record, I would actually rank this probably in the upper mids. Like, it's not a classic, but it's better than, for somebody who hates American Idiot and everything after for the most part. I really enjoyed this record a lot. I think it's definitely them being a little bit more lighthearted and just light in general. I know it's not quite as thematic as the press is trying to make it. It doesn't. I don't feel that vibe. Like, I don't feel like this is the American Idiot or the Dookie of the new Green Day, which is weird to say anyway because they're just old as fuck. Like, it's just a good Green Day record. Like, I feel like you could cut maybe 3 songs and it would be a better record. I think as much as we talk shit about The American Dream Is Killing Me previously, that fucking chorus gets stuck in my head. Like, I'll wake up with it in my head and I haven't listened to it. Like, it's one of those earworm songs that they're really good at making. And it's a classic in that regard. I really wish it wasn't stuck in my head because there's better songs on this record. but damn, man, like, you get a hook that's stuck in your head. It's kind of hard not to look at it in an uplifting, positive way, because at least they did that, you know, even if you don't like it. Like, god dang it, dude, I'll be honest, there's some bad songs that I respect because they got stuck in my head, you know, like that's a thing, man. That's important. A
lot of this got stuck in my head.
One-Eyed Bastard was awesome. I thought Dilemma was awesome. I thought Coma City was really fucking good. Like, that's one of my highlights on the record, actually. I love that song. It's so good. I thought Susie Chapstick was fun and cute. I thought Corvette Summer was, you know, better than Summer of '69 by Bryan Adams. I feel like Living in the 20s is a really good song. I feel like Fathers to a Son, Fancy Sauce, and maybe, I mean, it's hard to pick for a third song, honestly, but if you took those 2 songs off the record, it would be better. I mean, Fantasy Sauce is fun, but I mean, it's a special bonus track kind of thing. It doesn't feel like a real closer to the record. It feels like there should have been a gap in between, so it felt like a secret track from the CD or something.
That's interesting because Ed said the same thing. The album went long, but like, to me, it doesn't feel long. Like, it doesn't.
No, I mean,
song wears its welcome out.
It's one of those things where it's like, when you think back on it, it seems like it blew by really quickly. Yeah. But like, now that I'm sitting here looking at it and thinking about each and every one of the songs, like, it's a little bloated. Like, it's a little long, just a tiny smidge long. That's like me trying to be critical about it. Like, honestly, I'm sure "Father to a Son" will be one of the favorite songs for the Gen Z kids who discover this band, because it sounds like a classic song, and it's not a classic song. That's usually all it takes.
It's
But yeah, I mean, as a
21
ballad,
Guns.
it's great. It's a Beatles song, but the Beatles. I mean, come on, Green Day, you're not the fucking Beatles. Why? Just chill with it, man. It's not that big a deal. You ain't got to be that. I know it's a special song because his son has I did listen to interviews with him to review this, and like he's talking about how his son has a band. He's a super great guitar player and better than him, and all this kind of cool stuff, which is really nice, and I appreciate that. But as a song, I don't give a fuck.
It would have been a good like separate 45, like a side single.
Yeah, they could have had like an EP or something.
Yeah.
That with extra tracks and put that on there. That would have been fun. I can't help but hate, even though I really like this record. I can't help myself.
It'll be interesting where it ends up.
Like I mean, I think it would be top. I don't know, because there's a lot of fucking Green Day records. That's the thing.
There's what, like 3 or 4 of them. Come on.
There's a lot of them. So I mean, it would definitely be in the top 5, maybe top 6, 7. I don't know. I don't know where I'd put it, but
It's sitting somewhere in between the trilogy for me. Like,
I definitely like it more than some other records that are more popular.
Tim, I'm going to take guess right and let you go first.
Okay. Well, both Jason and Colquitt really alluded in their reviews to all the references this album makes musically to other artists. And yeah, and because of that, it's hard for me to quantify like a ranking. Because to be fair, Green Day's been doing this for a while. And this, you know, in many ways feels like a Green Day record. But yeah, what that even means anymore, I'm not sure. It doesn't feel like they have an identity of their own almost, that they're too busy like, well, let's try it in this style, or let's try to recapture this magic or whatever. And I get it, you know, successful bands, that happens too. So I'm not knocking them for it. It's working for them. The production on here is fantastic. Like, it's a great sounding record. I don't know if it's very it's very safe, I would say. It's a safe record, and that's cool. But I thought they were a punk rock band. And so, yeah, comparing Bryan Adams and Goo Goo Dolls and all these other references that you guys had, it's like, well, I know they're trying to be like, you know, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame members' big rock band, which they are.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, to be fair, what other bands nowadays in the mainstream popular, you know, do reference these older Beatles and T-Rex and, you know, the Who, Clash? Like,
let's be fair. To me, it just sounds like, you know, Billy Joe, Mike, and Trey are all in their 50s now. That's what it sounds like to me. Like, you know, you're not gonna.
Sure.
And to be fair, Green Day has always been a pop band. They've always been a pop band. They just
100%, yeah.
Songs. So, like, to me, it does sound like a Green Day record to me. But it does sound. You can hear the influences of everything else that Billy Joe was incorporated into the record. But, you know, they're 55. Who gives a shit? Let them have some fun, I guess. Is my argument.
And yeah, you know, if they enjoyed making this record, great.
This is Mike's record right here. Go back. I challenge you to listen to this record and only pay attention to the bass. Like, he does some crazy shit on this record that.
The thing about Green Day, though, is that I tend to always look at the rhythm section more so than Billy Joe, because the guitar riffs, although he does do these funny, cool things with chord progressions where you think it's going to one place and he kind of switches it up a little bit, which is always fun. But no, Mike and Trey are phenomenal players, like just ridiculously talented bass and drum
This
duo.
is Mike's record for real.
Like they're always good. Like they're great, and I love them. They're wonderful. They kill it.
All right, Joe.
All right, so Green Day. I have not really been listening to Green Day since American Idiot, 21st Century Breakdown. I think that's kind of where I hopped off the Green Day train. I haven't listened to the trilogy. I haven't listened to anything kind of leading up to it. So it's been a while. The Green Day that I remember, back in 1990 isn't necessarily Green Day we're hearing today. Which is okay, thank God, because we need to evolve and age as we go through things, right?
Bad Religion stuff.
I like the opening track. To me, The American Dream and Killing Me is a great start, and it sounds like the Green Day I know and used to love. I mean, that's a Green Day song right there. You're like, oh, who's that? That's Green Day. So that was pretty easy.
See, and I heard it, and I'm like, who's that? Gary Glitter? But but I digress.
Look, Ma, No Brains. Is it a Taco Bell commercial? Is that why I recognize this from? Okay, because I was like, I heard this on TV. I had to. Very
Taco
catchy.
Bell's marketing is awesome right now. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
they're on point.
I love the line. I'm with stupid and I'm all by myself. I think that's a great line. So yeah,
and Taco Bell's using "I'm with stupid and I'm all by myself."
That's because you don't go to Taco Bell. Taco Bell sponsor us. Here's a
Right.
Send me free cheesy gordita crunches, please.
I don't really have a song on here that I would say that is bad. I think that, One-Eyed Monster, I don't really care for the bada bing, bada boom. I didn't think that was... It didn't really go.
It's so fun and catchy.
I didn't really go for it. Dilemma, I love. I think that's a great song. I'm in Trouble and in Love Again. That's really good. 1981, Coffee and Cyanide for Lovers in Disgrace. I think that's a fun line. So that's a good song. Good Night, Adeline. Really good. Coma City, I like how they echo when they sing Coma City. Coma City? Why don't I say comma? Whenever Billy Joel says gunshot heads part, the way he says heads is very interesting to me when I was listening to it. Because I was looking at the lyrics as he's singing and just completely leaving that H out. Eds. I was like, okay. Corvette Summer's pretty good. Strange Days Are Here to Stay. I think it's my favorite song off the album. Really good. Ever since Bowie died, it hasn't been the same. I like that. I honestly think that this album probably shouldn't have been named Saviors. I think that Saviors is it's an okay song. It's pretty good. But really, I didn't get the theme going with it. I've only listened to it once. I don't see how that thematically fits this album. I think Strange Days Are Here to Stay would be a much better title and track.
Well, it fits the marketing campaign, and Susie Chapstick just doesn't.
Yeah, well, the theme that I picked up on was like what Joe said, like Strange Days Are Here to Stay makes more sense because there's a lot of like that old school apathy of basically we're fucked, who cares? But it does also have a little bit of that, newer Green Day hope of change and
maybe they didn't want to piss off the Doors.
Maybe.
I don't know, man. I think I don't think there is a theme to the record. It's just they picked a song title from the record, and that's the title of the record.
It's also in
quotes. Yeah, in a way, yeah.
But if they had done that, Fancy Sauce makes a much better album title.
When you're some journalism knowledge, when you're calling an album title, you have to put quotations around it in the press. That's like that's the rule. So that's it. The fact that there's quote marks around it, it's a title. There should be quote marks around it.
There's no quotes around 39 Smooth.
That's because they hadn't investigated journalism yet.
That's right. It took them a while.
So
my favorite songs off here: Dilemma, Strange Things Are Here to Stay, and Living in the 20s. I thought those were my three favorite. It's a good album. This is not. It didn't blow my socks off, but by no means is it a bad album. It's good.
I honestly was disappointed there was not more of a nod to Father of All Motherfuckers. Because although I hated that record when I first heard it, you know what? It's pretty good. I've kind of grown. It's grown on me a little bit.
Just for context, you jumped off an American Idiot, Joe. I think Tim probably jumped off around American Idiot. Colquitt jumped off.
I jumped back on for American Idiot and then got back off.
I never jumped off, man. I've been a Green Day through and through. Father of All, I got one of like the most rarest vinyl pressings of Father of All motherfuckers.
Hell yeah, man.
So saying that, I mean, I'll defend Father.
Well, I mean, I just feel like the fact that it was so short of a record is very beneficial to it as a record.
But then to turn around and just give Reprise the distribution rights for this one, just I don't know. Whatever.
So did they re-sign with Reprise? Is that where this came out?
I think they own the music now or something, but they
right. Yeah. They got a better contract.
Yeah.
Okay. Good for them. Because, damn.
I stand by Father of All. I stand by the trilogy too. I'll put the trilogy.
No, I think the trilogy. I think Joe. I think you should go. Like, I was surprised because I dropped off at American Idiot, and 2 out of 3 ain't bad when it comes to the trilogy. You know,
which one? Like, because I started listening. I think I started listening to Uno.
I think Dose and Trey are the better records.
Okay, because I wasn't in love with the first 4 songs I heard off of Uno, and I was like, well, we might revisit this, and just never got back to it.
I'll defend Dose.
I will too. Dose. It's a really good record. but I just want to bring that up, just to promote our Patreon, because if we actually get people to join it, we'll put that up there for you.
It's 4 hours. Me and Ed argue about American Idiot for like 20 minutes, so
it's kind of obnoxious, to be fair.
That sounds like a blast to me. You should join our Patreon.
If you like concept records.
Saviors is like a big rock record through and through.
Yeah.
Like, you're not getting your Dookie here. You're not getting a Dookie. You're not getting American Idiot. What you're getting is little samples of Green Day's past scattered throughout an album that wears its influences on its sleeve. When we get around to re-recording our Green Day rankings, this one would not be in my bottom 3 or 4 albums. It's definitely a step up from the last 2 records for sure.
I think it's akin to Nimrod, actually.
Oh, I wouldn't go that high.
We'll see. Or maybe Warning. It's a little bit better than Warning.
Warning's so good.
I don't know. I think I agree, but I don't think this is a bad record either. I think it's up there in that echelon at least. It's not Dookie.
I need a lot more time.
I think Warning is a Dookie, but
I need a lot more time with this record.
All right, high five, Joe. High five.
There's a lot to digest on this record, especially like if you are like a hardcore Green Day fan. It's on the longer side, but there isn't really any filler. There's no super long songs like Jesus Suburbia.
That's fair.
But on the other hand, there's also nothing really new here for the band. It's a great record.
Coma City, I think, is kind of a new thing for them. It felt like.
Go back to 21st Century and listen to.
That's fair.
Well, yeah, okay.
He's like, no.
It's a rinse and repeat for. A lot of it sounds really familiar, and I don't know. I just need more time with this record. I don't know where it's going to fall.
Man, I think you've given.
Do you like this one or the last Chili Peppers album more?
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Like this is
okay. Better question. This is going to cut to the core of Jason here. Is this better than the Alkaline Trio record?
First impressions. No.
Okay.
That Trio record.
Right. We agree.
That first song on that Hot for Preacher is not the.
Yeah, I've gone back and listened to the whole thing, and I very, very much enjoy it a lot.
It's a good one.
Go check out that Trio record.
And watch our video review of it.
Which comes out.
Do you like this more than the last Rancid album?
Yeah. No. I do.
I'll probably end up
listening.
listening.
The last Rancid record was that good.
I'll probably end up listening to this one more, but overall, that Rancid record's such a return to form that.
Yeah, it's hard not for me to like ever when I want to listen to Rancid, not go back to like Let's Go and Out Come the Wolves. Like it's hard not to go back to those and listen to the more modern stuff, which just sucks for me as a listener, I guess. But it's true.
I'll listen to Saviors. I mean, I've spun it every day for a week now, at least once. So, but yeah, we'll get around to doing Green Day again later this year. Anybody else got anything to add before I wrap this up?
I think we're covered.
Go see them on a city near you on their Gigantour with Smashing Pumpkins, playing Dookie and American Idiot, and go have yourself a grand old time at the Big Rock Show.
Hey, shout out Bill.
What Pumpkins mean?
Shout
And
out
if
Bill, he's
Rancid,
going.
and if you catch one of the shows, because I think they're all different for some reason, but I thought they advertised them as such. But apparently, I've seen some people complaining on the Pumpkins Reddit that like they thought they were going to
Well,
see the
there's a
Pumpkins
talk.
show, and they weren't going to be at that show, and they didn't know it because they were dumb and didn't. Read
I
the
think
fine print.
Europe, it's not Pumpkins. I think it's the Hives.
Well, see, dude, a couple of these songs made me think very much of the Hives as well. So that
There's a little bit of Hives in there.
pretty hard.
But there's also, the Hives, there's a little bit of American Idiot and 21st Century in. So
Yeah, no.
And just a little bit of Beast of Burden.
Mainly, yeah. I would think more 60s and 70s garage rock than anything Green Day did post.
which is what Green Day's been doing. Look at Dose.
Yeah, good point. That's fair.
Anyway.
It's all, time is a flat circle,
Hey, go to the show anyway. Check out the Linda Lindas.
Yeah, make sure they're playing first. I mean, Rance is on it too, which is fun.
Oh, I'm sure they're playing first.
No, I think Green Day's first, and then the Linda Lindas are going to be closing the nights out.
If
No.
Billy Corgan has anything to say.
No.
All right. Well, anyway, we're going to wrap this up. Like, subscribe. Go check out our review of Blink. Subscribe. We'll be doing a deep dive on every single Green Day record again.
You like this one more than the new Blink?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
I like this.
Y'all like this better than the new Blink 182 album?
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, that's surprising.
Is that good?
I thought
was
y'all
a big record.
ranked that one pretty highly last
I mean, here's the thing, man. I feel like this is a Green Day record. Like it's kind of on par with a Blink 182 record, but I think this has better songs on it than the Blink 182 record. Also, Tom DeLonge pisses me off, so that's a thing.
I love Blink, but Green Day's always it's my heart.
Okay.
That's my rage and love. It's my Green Day. Be safe. Make good decisions.
Yeah.